A Lowell man is due in court today accused in the murder of a young mother on Thanksgiving. 22-year-old Leonard Robinson is charged with killing Dejah Jenkins-Minus.
You can almost smell the leftovers, the laughter still echoing from the kitchen. That's what Thanksgiving is supposed to feel like. A day of family, gratitude, and peace. For Latoya Minus, that peace was shattered by silence. 2 days of it. Her daughter, Dejah, wasn't answering her phone. The text messages weren't delivering. A mother's gut feeling told her something was very wrong. Have you ever had a gut feeling that something was wrong, even when everyone else told you to calm down? Latoya made a choice that day. She grabbed her phone, opened an app, and prayed it would lead her to her daughter. It led her to an address in Lowell, to the home of Dejah's on-again, off-again boyfriend, Leonard Robinson. The house was silent, empty. She saw a window, and the door was locked. What if she had waited? What if she had talked herself out of it? That one phone call to the police made all the difference. But it was just a moment too late for Dejah. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? The difference between life and death sometimes comes down to one decision. The officers arrived and forced their way in. They found blood on the kitchen floor and blood on the walls. They made their way to a bedroom door. It was locked from the inside. They knew what they would find, but they could have never prepared for it. They kicked the door in. The rest of the house was a mess, but in this room, something was different. The silence was deafening. The air was thick. But what they saw was something that would haunt them forever. They found her on the floor, laying next to a mattress. If you don't want to miss the important lessons in this story, then make sure you stay with me to the end. Welcome to Hot True Crime Stories. Kindly support us by subscribing to this channel and turn on the notification bell icon so you won't miss out on our most important true crime documentary. To understand the full weight of the discovery behind that locked door, you have to understand the person who was found there. Her name was Dejah Jenkins-Minus, and she was so much more than a statistic. Born and raised in Boston, Dejah was a bundle of joy with a smile that could light up a room. People gravitated to her because she was a true friend, someone with a goofy side who could cheer you up even on your lowest day. She loved to dance and was an AIB student who graduated with multiple scholarship offers. She even had a job at Shake Shack because she loved the feeling of earning her own money. When she met Leonard Robinson at a roller skating rink at just 14 years old, sparks flew. They would spend the next 8 years in a cycle of on-again, off-again romance. Their friends say that even through the breaks, they were always in love. But out of all the offers she received to go to college, Dejah chose to stay close to home in Boston. And then, she found out she was pregnant. Her family said she was elated. She was so ready to be a mother. When she gave birth to her daughter, she fell completely in love. That child was her world. She was the one who saw the light in her, even as Leonard faced gun charges and was locked up. She stood by him, waiting for him to get home. Her mother, Latoya, described Dejah as a very uplifting young lady. She was a new mother, a beloved daughter, and a loyal friend. She had her whole life ahead of her. And yet, it was all taken from her, just 2 months after giving birth to the child she loved more than anything. The door bursts open. The person who found her stumbles back in a daze. The sight inside that room was horrific. Dejah's body was on the ground, next to an air mattress, but she hadn't just died. The medical examiner's report later stated she had a fractured neck and over 58 deep wounds on her body. It was a brutal, personal attack. In a room full of violence, they made the most shocking discovery. Dejah's 2-month-old daughter was also in the house, completely unharmed. The killer was so furious, so consumed, that they didn't even see or acknowledge the most helpless person in the room. This was a massive win for the family. But the question remained. Where was the killer? The manhunt was on for Leonard Robinson. The police knew who they were looking for, but he was gone. But they had something that told them everything they needed to know. The GPS ankle monitor Leonard had been ordered to wear for previous charges. The data from that device was a map of his every move. It placed him at the home at the exact time of the crime. The data shows he left the house at 2 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day, drove to Boston, and then, at 4:56 p.m., he cut the device off. The police had their killer, but they didn't have a motive. Now, for those of you who think you're immune to a story like this, to you, I say this, you're probably wrong. What you think you know about people is only what they show you. If you still don't want to subscribe after seeing how this one piece of evidence led to a man's capture, go ahead and tell me why in the comments. I'm genuinely curious what you think you have to lose by just clicking that button. He was finally captured, but the big question remained. What could possibly drive a man to commit such a violent act against the mother of his child? The answer would come in court, and it would be more senseless than anyone could have guessed. In court, the prosecution laid out the case. Leonard Robinson's actions were driven by a conflict that wasn't private at all. He had been making posts on social media questioning if he was the father of Dejah's baby. He was mad at Dejah, and his anger over a paternity doubt became the fuel for his rage. But there was a final, tragic irony to all of it. As his daughter grew, the truth was revealed for the world to see. She's the spitting image of him. He was wrong. He took her mother's life because of a lie, and the person who paid the ultimate price was the child he doubted in the first place. The crime was over, but the pain wasn't. At a candlelight vigil, family and friends came to mourn. Dejah's mother, Latoya, expressed the anguish that no words could fully capture. I'm lost. I'm hurt. I'm numb. I'm angry and I want justice for my baby and my grandbaby. This is the reality of violence. The signs are often there, but they are missed. What happens when you don't listen to that inner voice? Maybe subscribing is like listening to that voice for a different kind of safety. We're all one missed red flag away from tragedy. Don't risk missing the next crucial lesson. And for those of you who still aren't convinced, who think this is just entertainment, I challenge you. Tell me in the comments why you think this story doesn't contain a warning you might one day need. Prove me wrong. Thank you for watching till the end, and I will see you on the next episode of Hot True Crime Stories. Stay safe.